so glad to be here, and I really am grateful that Brother Nuri invited me to talk with young men. It's been a while that I've been wanting to engage and connect and share my own experience for you, so that you also could have the kinds of consciousnness for a better life. Let me give you a little background first about who am I, and then I will also invite my brothers Cyril Urue, who has a similar training, and he will also do some sharing. I will hope that this morning we will engage in some discussions. I will share some meditation exercises with you so that if you practice regularly, you'll start to see a shift in how you think, how you see life from a different perspective. Because everything starts with the mind, everything. This basketball court that you see, somebody had to think it out to build it. The shoes that you wear, the clothing that you wear, everything that you see starts with the mind. But somehow, that's the part that we pay least attention to. We get up and we get so busy. And once we start to observe the mind, once we start to be aware of what's happening inside, we could start to create a new self, a better self. The way I got into this was way back. I started in this journey around 1984. Many of you weren't born yet, or perhaps some of you were. But a Jesuit priest friend of mine sat me down and he taught me, and then I went for other courses. There are 10-day courses where for 10 days, all you do is just sit and meditate for 10 to 12 hours a day in 1-hour blocks for 10 days. And you go deep inside of yourself. And there's a lot of people there attending the same course, but you're there in silence, you're observing yourself, you're seeing where there are buried past wounds, you see the trends of your thought, and just by observing it and not reacting, you start to see a change. No talking, no TV, no reading, just you there sitting for 10 days. So I've done a number of that as part of my courses, and Brother Cyril also did one, and he's noticed that there's a difference that you do. So I want to share some of those thoughts, those kinds of experience right here this morning. So when you go home, and if you just practice 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, every morning, every evening, you're going to see a whole, nobody could heal you from outside. So when you start to get that consciousness, even your physical self gets better, you get less angry, and you see a lot of benefits for yourself. So that is what I want to end up showing you today, those techniques that are thousands of years old, but are hardly utilized in Belize. I grew up in PG, and I could tell you, I want to share a story about my growing up. I remember growing up and with a family of 7, me, the eldest, and then 5 sisters, and then the younger brother. But we had some difficult, challenging times. It wasn't easy growing up in PG. My father was self-employed. He was a photographer. Sometimes ends are not meeting. But I remember this life-changing experience. I was going for firewood for my mother. Every so often we had to restock the firewood in the house. So we had to go way to the bush. I was the only boy, so I had to go with my other neighborhood guys for firewood. Cutting firewood. I used to climb coconut tree, get coconuts from my mother. I used to go sell stuff that she make, wanga, tableta. Sometimes I go home, no sale, go to bed hungry. But this one time, when I was getting firewood, I got this bundle and I was lifting it and it fell on my shoulders. It was deep pain. And I told myself, you know what? I will make sure that when I grow up, I will never get into this state of life again. So I made that commitment from young, and I was about 14 at the time, that I will make sure that my life will be different. And that has made a difference because that thing that seed that I put in my mind gave me a determination that whatever I do, I will have to succeed. Whatever I do, I will do my best and make sure that life will be different. And it was in that gave me a drive to study hard, to do whatever, read a lot, to make sure in the little meditation that I learned, I even practiced by myself before I got training further, and made a difference because that sprang me up into the world. I've traveled to several countries, teaching people to be able to get that consciousness that will make a difference. And that is the secret that a lot of persons have. LeBron James meditate, and you notice his game is better. Kobe Bryant, Oprah Winfrey, a lot of people who practice this technique. And if they are consistent with it, it makes a difference. It's like a workout for the mind that I want. So I want to ask this question, 2 questions, and I'd like some feedback. Where do you see yourself or other young black males in 10 years' time? What do you think is going to happen? Where do you see life in 10 years' time?
I see myself got my own house, apartment.
Your own house, apartment, living alone?
No. I want a wife.
All right.
I see myself to have 10 years?
Yeah.
2 bakeries.
Cool.
I'm trying 2.
In the city?
1 in the city and 1 in the village.
All right.
Yes, sir.
2 bakeries. Cool.
I still work, I save my money. Okay, since I started to say, work first, I save. And listen.
You're saving rate from now till the 10 years.
If I work for long, when I have a cat, it is.
Yeah, big savings.
Save because I survive with nothing. Because I have a job. So I get a job now. I must save my money and do it.
10 years for now, I don't want to see myself the whole like successful businesses like a tire shop. That's why I want to really get a job so I can start to save. Then you know you got back for help with you. So if you use your head as a young man and you work and you start to save your money for now in 10 years time, you own multiple businesses, and that's one of my dreams.
The thought that you have, you put that out there and you work on that, your whole energy will direct itself to attract that thing that you're thinking about. I'll give you another personal story, then I will invite Cyril to come and introduce himself before we go into other mind stuff. I remember, let me share this story. I remember when I was in PG again, teaching in the high school. I was getting at a point where I felt that this was a dead end. And I said to myself, and the other teachers, we were talking, and I told them, I'm going to school. I'm going to school abroad, at a university abroad. I didn't know where it was going to be, and I will not pay for it. I put that in my mind. I planted that seed of the thought. I'm going to school and I won't pay for it. Everybody laughed. They say, ha ha ha, this man does, I think this meditation, they get too much. But I put that in my mind. I'm going to school and I will not pay for it. About 2 years later, a scholarship showed up. Every single thing paid for: airfare, clothing, books, everything. I put that, and then I come back and I say, that may flukes. And I said, no, I'm going for another one and I will not pay for it. And it happened again. So you have to learn to plant the seed that you plant in your mind, the thing that you really want. You keep that, and you keep your mind clear. You don't cloud it up with negativity and violence and anger and that. You keep that clear and focused, and you will find out things will align for you to get to that thing that you want to achieve. So you got to put your mind to it. So everything starts with the mind. Everything starts with the mind. If the mind is rooted in anger and unwholesomeness, and that you're going to attract, and it will have karmic effects, karma. That means everything that you do will come back. So you've got to keep your mind and your vision and your very clear so that you achieve what you want to do.
The mind could produce negative and positive. So you have to be the masters of your thoughts. You could choose what you think. You could choose what you focus on. I did a mindfulness, a meditation course in the States, 10 days. A 10-day course, you not talk for 10 days. You live like a monk and you sit down in a meditation. That course impacted my life greatly. I only have a high school diploma. When I go out and I reason with some of my peers, attorneys, doctors, they're clueless as to where I come from. Sometimes they don't believe that I only a high school diploma I have. But I decide that how I use my mind for good, to impact my community in a good way. So I want to close off by saying there is a whole lot to say about the mind and meditation. Buddha says, speak or act in an impure manner and trouble will follow you. Speak or act in an impure way, trouble will follow you. All that we are is a result of how we think. Everything you have today, who you are today, is a result of how you've been thinking ever since you could think for yourself. So I hope that whatever you left fire with today, by myself, Brother Nuri, Brother Jerry, I hope that you remember and keep in mind that whatever the mind can conceive, the mind can achieve.
The first exercise I will show you is how to bring the mind to focus. Everything requires concentration and focus. In fact, sometimes people, they can't even sleep because their mind controlling them is just going in and out. How many of you sometimes find that in the night your mind just... Okay, so an exercise like this will help you to calm the mind so that you could keep it focused in the moment. You know, one of the things about the mind, they call it the monkey mind, the mind that is not trained. Every time it's thinking about the past or the future. It's always like constantly just, sometimes you even hear and your mind far away. That is the untrained mind. It is just all about the place. The past, that's why they call it the past, you know, it no longer exists. These are things that happened already. The future also doesn't exist. Those are things that you imagine will happen. The past no exists, the future, the past is gone. All you have of the past is just memory. The only real time you have right now is the present. That's why they call it present. But one of the problems of the mind is that this mind no one keeps still in the present. It always wants to go in the past. And a lot of suffering in the mind is people dwelling on the past and they're missing out on the present. Oh, my girlfriend left me 10 years ago, so I'm still crying today. Damn, that passed already. So why are you going to torture the mind with those things that are past? So the lesson is, you use the past, yes, okay, I learned from this is the lesson I learned from it, and then I move on. This is the present moment. So you have to spend time to appreciate this present, because the same present, the quality of this present will be the past. Soon, within a few minutes, I will be gone, or an hour I'll be gone, where I'll be gone. This will be your past when you don't pay attention to the mind. It's always busy, 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 and you can't even think straight because it is just flustered. So this first exercise is to learn to calm down the mind, focus the mind. Okay, here's the exercise. I'll tell you about it first before we practice. Every morning I sit for an hour doing the same exercise. 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the night. And it just makes a whole difference. If I miss, I could see the difference. The key is to sit with your back straight, both feet on the floor, hands on the lap, and to stay still. So you set your time, maybe your alarm clock for like 5 minutes. You might want to start like 5 minutes, and as soon as when you get comfortable with that, you go 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So you set your alarm on your phone or your watch, and you tell yourself, in this 5-minute period, I don't have time to be thinking about, I don't want to be focused on anything but just to do the exercise. I will do everything afterwards. I will plan afterwards. I will think afterwards. But in this 5 minutes, this is just for this time, for this moment. So you set the timer. You find a comfortable place in your home. Find a quiet space. Early in the morning for me works. I wake up like 4:30 every morning. Everybody's still asleep. It's calm and still. And so set a time in the morning, set a time in the evening, maybe a little bit during the day. Anytime you feel stressed out, you withdraw and you do this exercise to calm down. Because you don't want to stir up anger in your mind. Because as soon as you stir up anger, it poisons your system. Anger circulates a different hormone in your body. Every thought has a chemical reaction in your body, and over time your body could be sick because of the quality of your mind. Your body could be well because of the quality of your mind. So you sit still for the period. You will observe the breath as it goes in and out, just the natural breath. No changes of breath. You observe it, and the first thing you observe, your mind wants to wander, but you're anchoring the mind with the breath. You're creating a focus of attention. Why breath? Well, because everywhere you go, you have your breath. You can't say, well, I forget my breath home, so I can't do it. You have your breath. That is the source of life, and you work on observing the breath. If you do this exercise, even if you think you're not getting anywhere, at some point you will realize the power that you're starting to feel within you. Your power to make people not control your mind. Anybody that makes you angry has power over you. The power to let go of those things that are harming you and to forgive those things that are baggages from the past. And that is the purpose of the exercise. Okay, sit up straight, back straight. Both feet and hands on your lap or on your knees. I will invite you to either gently close your eyes or just keep your eyes fixed, focused down. Whatever you're most comfortable with, just relax. Make any adjustment to your sitting so that you don't have to move, because I'll invite you to be very still. Relax your shoulders. Just feel your body on the chair. Just relax. Keep your back straight, but relax. Take a deep breath in and out slowly. Deep. Feel the breath. The important thing is feeling the breath as it goes in and out. And then I'd like you to turn your attention just to your natural breath. Just the natural, normal breathing as it goes in and out. Feel it going in through your nostrils all the way down, and feel it coming out. You could also observe the rising and falling of your stomach as the breath goes in and out, or you could observe the touch of the breath as it enters your nostril and as it leaves the nostril. Just observe. One of the first things you will notice is your mind wanting to wander and jump all over the place. just gently return to your breath. Just observe. All you're doing is observing the breath. Feel how your body even calm down. You start to feel all these is, they have a scientific process. It's shifting your whole tension. It relieves tension. Some people could fall asleep. It releases stress. This is when you see Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, the teams doing this before they prepare for the game. They start to focus the mind.
I could say, well, ask the guys then. I mean, since we come last week, Monday, you find yourself at specific hours to get hot, right? Well, I find myself just now when I sit up and start to breathe sensible, I just get cool. I feel the breeze. I feel myself clear, comfortable. I think this is a new way I should sit, for sure.
Just sitting right there, so do a meditation. I just start. See what I do yesterday and last night to me. And even do a deeper meditation. The mind busy, right? You go all about like what happened. So I was one last sleep that out.
Alright. That's normal. I tell you, you know. The thing is that you're noticing what is happening.
Before that, just close my eye like. So the one like a couple of minutes of a second fast, so just go zoom.
Lots of thoughts. Right, so that's the important. Sometimes we get so busy with living. Yeah, we're not keeping check. So this is a way you have to check your mind,
The meditation open up for any kind of evil spirit or whatever. I heard this a long time ago. I actually used to meditate and stuff.
Not at all. That is usually sometimes people use that as a religious thing to throw you off and to kind of keep you controlled in a certain thought pattern. It's just observing the breath. You're not going to, you're clearing your mind and there's no, you're just checking yourself. Yeah. The danger of it is if you take that quiet time and you keep circulating evil in your mind and say, man, after this I'm going to really hurt up this man, and then you work that in your mind. Of course, that's why they say it could have bad effects if you keep those thoughts circulating. But if you just observe the thoughts arise and they pass, then it's okay. If you have a phone, you could download some free meditation apps. One is called Calm. And then you have somebody guiding you through the session for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Another one is called Insight Timer, where you could set, it's a kind of social media app for meditators. Sometimes we wake up and you see 350,000 person meditating all over the world and all of that you can see in the app.
That elite experience that us now, I must say that I never feel like that for a whole while, Okay. At first, I mean, kind of like shake it, foot this snap there, man the elbow, when I say talk about him, all in breathing more deeper. After that, I feel like I'm on the bus, like I'm on a long trip. And like we got sleep, just know that like be real. Just want to talk to people and leave feeling them, man. I'm trying to do more things.
The meditation on one thing that, like, alright, let's go say for instance, all of that we need it. Sometimes they want to pull strings to be the way how we want, and they want to bust up and we, right? Then we have to take and leave walk, find a corner and meditate up, ready? And you could use it for anger management and anything there too.
Exactly.
A good thing that
you for the experience, if you are, then you are, just say you are in trap. Like you said, set your timer, and 10 minutes trap. I just run the song at the sea of the air. Please go.
Yeah, you could do that too. Sometimes you could just listen to another way you could do it is just listen to all the sounds around, just the birds, the sea, just observe. So the idea is to act the reality of the moment as it is. So just observing the sound, the birds. That's a good yeah. Any other?
I have to get it by the credit that take Mexican. Then I'm quick. Just know I can't keep still. I can try like this, right? And I do a new line. I box out the easy and put can't keep still as I sweat. Yeah, we're going to
Yeah, so it's not like, no, it don't mean that you stop. It means you just keep doing it. And finally, then you have a lot of tension inside, a lot of things stored up in the body because the body stores up a lot of things that happen in the mind, you know, even for a long time. So you just keep doing it over and over, and then it calms you down. That's the idea. But you observe it, and that's important. Nothing that because you start everything will be fine and dandy. It just means you start getting conscious of what's happening to you.
I just want to say this mindlessly meditation right, so I write up my corner thing because all the time, the only kind of meditation I try to practice something right now. This morning, I will convince something because I'm in an environmental power when I try to practice meditation. I get a lot of ridicule and things because people believe that you could really go within yourself and try to make something yourself and thing, you know. And this meditation, I want people to know that this is a real thing and thing, and you know, man something world ourselves, and so it is above, so shall be beneath, and that in the praise too. And that simply means that whatever we think, we always come to reality and think. And I simply think about it. So if we want a better life, I will have to just focus on it hard, and it will happen.
How much on the heartbeat and different heartbeat?
You start feeling a different heartbeat, is it?
Heartbeat different.
How many of you feel a different heartbeat? The man asked me. There are some. Different means what?
Different totally from normal.
It's not that your heart changed because you do it, you know.
Yes.
It's because you're more conscious of what's happening in the moment, yes.
How much do they feel that?
They have a number and say they feel it, yes.
I got a real question now.
I think we're running.
I just come out and read question, sir. I just come out and read question right for you. I know this might be contradictory to some people, right? But I was asked, like, if you recommend to do meditation with sativa, I personally smoke marijuana, and I feel the same feeling there when I meditate. I don't know. I was asked a question.
Yeah, good question though. That's a very good question. But no, you want it as normal, natural, just the breath. Because if you create any dependency, that's why I wouldn't, it's not just for that, you know, I wouldn't recommend it with music and all. If people say, well, I have to set this music first before I do it, just normal, natural breath, accepting the moment as it is. And you feel that freedom of your mind. Yeah, the natural high, no? Yeah, but just normal. And notice some of you who felt sleepy, it's just your body is telling you need more rest, so you're aware of the moment. And this could put you to sleep also in the night, so just to let you know. But this one is to make you aware of what is happening in the body. Because your body is a storehouse of the mind. If the mind is constantly in a space of negativity, it will translate to your body. And over time, it could make you sick. A lot of illnesses actually start with the mind. When you keep stressed out and in negative states, different hormones circulate in the body. And if it's too much of that hormone every day, or because you're hungry every day, in time, your body could get all kinds of diseases. So the meditation, the exercise I'll take you through right now is to be aware of every sensation through each and every part of the body. So you could do either one of these every day. Perhaps you do the breath one in the morning and then the awareness of body sensation in the evening. The idea of this other one is to release. Sometimes as you do it, you see, oh man, I didn't know my stomach felt so much knot. Or I didn't know that there was this pain here. I didn't know. You didn't know because you're so busy living that you're not aware of what's happening inside of you. And the body is storing stuff, and it constantly, as you're not aware, it could build up. So the idea is to observe it for it to release every day. Just to release all this tension, all this stress, everything that you're storing up over these times. Okay, let's do it then. Sit the same principle, back straight, both feet on the floor. Some people sit on the floor in their beds and they cross their legs, that's fine. But the key idea is that the back must be straight and that you're in a relaxed state. Eyes closed. Take a deep breath in, slowly observing it as it goes in and out. Just observe the breath as it goes in and out, remaining calm, still, attentive. Keep your back straight, remain calm. Observe the breath, the normal, natural breath. Just observe. As you breathe in, you know that you're breathing in. As you breathe out, you know that you're breathing out. You might want to observe the rising and falling of your stomach area, or the touch of the breath as it enters and leaves your nostrils. Whatever, just observe, relax, relax, keep still, keep still. And this other meditation of awareness of sensations in the body, you start by just observing your breath, remain calm, still, and attentive. This meditation with forgiveness is that whatever you store, whatever you keep storing in yourself, it will harm you. So finding ways to let it go will also free your mind. You cannot keep carrying the baggage of the past and looking back. You have to always commit yourself to a new life, and that is the secret of your success. Every day you practice this. First you start with 5 minutes for the awareness of body sensation. You just go through your body, sometimes you will feel, man, I never know I have this tension here. You are aware. You feel the tingling, just without reacting to it, just observe it and let it go. And that's the way the body heals itself also. It's shedding all those things that you keep.
Yeah, for the meditation, I don't like that one then, because I felt the man it just hurt me. Like I got stiff neck or something. Serious.
I want you to know that it is not that your neck hurts you because you do it, you know. It's because you're aware. You start to, when you're conscious now, you're aware that there's this tension over there. So it's not that because you do it, you get stiff neck. No.
I'm going to feel it just now until I can meditate.
Right, that means the meditation helps you to be aware of it, and that is the purpose of it. So it can help you but don't react to it, just keep doing it, just observe it, and then it will release.
I'm going to try to react to it right away. Tension, you know.
You are aware that it is there now, so that's a way, that is the purpose of it.
Part of the meditation, there are so many things happening to our bodies. You grow from a baby up until now. I bet you can't give me 1 second of memory as to how you grew up. Your body will change right now, at this very moment. So when you focus on that, you know, it makes you alert.
Yes. I do a lot of swimming, right? A lot of lifeguard. I like soaking in water and chill. Could you do that meditation in the water?
If you're soaking in the water and chilling out, the awareness of the sensation of what is happening there is okay, yes. Yeah, but I would encourage you to close your eyes and sit in the water and then fall asleep. So, one more and then we wrap up.
I notice the same thing when my bedroom say, right? Like you feel a different feeling, but like where I get a sense that because you focus deeper within yourself. Right. That's why that started to happen like from a 2 hours, but you just have to keep that focus.
Thank you. That's exactly what it is.